Hey everybody, this is Corey Salty True Floyd. I think I figured out what The Rock is cooking. They finally announced that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be a thing, and the Boondocks reboot looks like it's not happening at all. That plus more with CC the Geek. This is the Geek Report. Okay, folks, we're back. Of course, this is the Geek Report. We're going to be bringing you some nerd news from around the globe, and now it's coming into your frontal lobe. Of course, here I am Salty Truth Philly. I'm Salty Live 215 on Twitch, and then you got my co-partner in crime, Demon Engine.
Yeah, it's your boy Demon, the one with the depression and soon to be alcoholism. You can find me on at Demon Engine everywhere. I'll be streaming later on tonight, and yeah, I have our special guest for tonight.
Down from the DMZ.
Yes.
You got CC the Geek. When she's not being a sister, a Delta, she is head honcho over at the HBCUCon.
Nice reference there. I see what you did there.
Got to. I got. I'm a little smooth.
No, I'm really happy to be here, and I really appreciate being on you guys' show. It means a lot. It really does.
Well, we've been a big fan of CC the Geek over the last couple years, especially as we started gaining more momentum. And I just got a chance just through social media to get a good sense of who she is and what she's about. And I'm like, yo, all for that.
Thank you.
So I'm very glad to have her on today. We're going to be going through the newsreels and maybe also get a little chance to learn a little bit about her and what she has going on, because what she has going on is pretty cool. But first, Demon, what's our first lineup?
Whatever this monstrosity is.
What is that?
Ah, yes. Believe it or not, this is the new villain for Deadpool, and his name is Kill Punch.
Interesting.
Little is known. All we know is he has the same performance setting as Deadpool, but with none of the insanity. So
I don't know. Does he look sane? This guy doesn't look really sane.
I don't know, because if you take away the crazy, you just have Deathstroke. But we'll see. So far, the design seems cool until it gets up to the face. It's weird.
It looks like Deadpool who laughs, like the bat who laughs. But
I don't have.
Like it was designed by Todd McFarlane.
I don't have time for any of it. I don't got time for the smile on the utility belt. I don't got time for the smile on the mask. I don't got time for the smile on the gun.
Just a smile on the belt. No.
Like,
Oh no.
I don't got
I
time
bet
for
you this character does not make jokes at all.
It feels like a combination of the two characters I hate most in this world, and it just.
Well, he's the new nemesis, so
I'm not looking at that no more.
you're not looking at that no more.
Demon is hilarious.
Yeah. No, I gotta admit, you can't look at the face for too long.
Yeah, no.
It's a lot of teeth, and I'm like, are you a symbiote? I'm like,
yeah.
But plowing ahead. What's next, sir?
Let me get that up for you.
Yeah, that was a lot to process.
It was a lot of teeth. It was just teeth everywhere.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Made me think about that old 80s film, Critters. Just a whole bunch of teeth. I heard
Took it way back.
Ah, yes. Well, the Boondocks reboot that was supposed to be happening, apparently Sony has pulled the plug. They have not given any details why, but we've got confirmation from Cedric Yarborough, the guy who plays Tom Dubois, and as well as Aaron Magruder via Charlemagne the God, because Aaron Magruder is executive producer on The God's Honest Truth that they work on Comedy Central. So from what I understand, they pretty much had everyone in the cast picked up. They even had a new voice actor for John Witherspoon, which I'm still not sure how I feel about that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's like it's unfortunate if they were going to reboot the show. It's like that or something that would have had to have happened anyway. But of course, those are huge. Those are big shoes to fill. You know what I mean? And it just seems like the show hasn't really been the same. I mean, it was already kind of on the fringe before he passed away. You know?
I think
Yeah.
one of my biggest issues is, would the Boondocks even be accepted?
Oh, today I felt you would. Yeah, but that's the beauty of it. I don't know if they're going to reboot the same episodes, but they're making new ones.
No, they were supposed to be a brand new ones.
Right. So then, if that's the case, that gives them an opportunity to like do it. You know, do it the same way they did it before, but like in today's context. You know.
Well, I mean, plus I think there would just be a more serious things to talk about as well.
Yeah, like I feel like they could do it right, because you can't go back and change what you've already done.
No.
But you can make it more viable for today. You know, in terms of like the issues that they discuss and how they tackle the issues.
And the funny thing is, I think they tackled a lot of issues very well. Even in the ill-fated 4th season, they had 2 very standout episodes. One was the very first episode featuring Michael B. Jordan as Pretty Boy Flizzy. You about to laugh? You thinking about the song, ain't you?
No, because it reminded me of the episode with the Popeyes where they made fun of the chicken.
Oh, but like, I mean, just with the way people feel about African American satire today, and the Boondocks definitely pushed the envelope.
Yeah,
like they definitely. So I'm not even sure if our own people will be able to take that.
Yeah, I feel like for the most part it aged pretty well though.
Yes.
Even the original series, I feel like for the vast majority it aged really well. Like even the most controversial ones, like the R. Kelly episode. Like
that
the
R. Kelly one is
like
even
fine
controversial.
Fine freaking wine, dude.
I don't even think the R. Kelly one's controversial.
It's all the more
one
funnier.
About Tyler Perry.
Yes.
It's all the more funnier.
Yeah, that's true too.
Tyler
I like
Perry
how they tap into like the nuances.
I'm gonna just say that now. It's just even the episodes become even funnier since he's been in jail.
Yeah, they're even more golden.
To say,
yeah,
but like,
I don't know. Hopefully we find out a reason why they decided to pull it.
Oh my god, that is golden.
Oh my goodness.
No pun intended. No.
Oh.
Intended, wow. Boondocks is a great show.
It's just so awkward growing up. Like it was like between Cosby and R. Kelly. I'm like, yo, all these people that they kept throwing in our faces growing up. It's just like, oh man. And R. Kelly's the worst because his I Believe I Can Fly was sung from like sea to shining sea.
The whole freaking soundtrack, that whole Space Jam sound, and like, you know, Aaliyah's first album and stuff. Yep. Crazy stuff. But yeah, the Boondocks was great. It's still great today. I hope they can find a way to bring it back. And then I think if they did,
just make an audio show at least.
Yeah.
Like I need to hear Huey's thoughts. I need to hear Uncle Ruckus's coonery.
Now more than ever, right?
Oh my, yo. You know Uncle Ruckus would have been right there September 6th. With a brick in hand.
Or he would just be talking about it after the fact and how great they were, how patriotic it was, you know what I'm saying? But he would have some excuse for why he couldn't go, you know. Because he knows it's not, he secretly knows it's not safe for him, you know what I'm saying? But he would like come up with some excuse for why, you know what I'm saying, why he couldn't make it.
You know, the Proud Boy t-shirt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, moving ahead, Demon, what do you got for us?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've been staring at this the entire time.
Why? Because you didn't believe it?
A part of me is like, oh, cool, yeah. And then another part of me like, who the fuck asked for this?
Well, look, to be perfectly honest, Hanna-Barbera is like hanging on to relevance by a thread.
That's
and
true.
That thread is named ScoobyDoo.
Stop it.
What?
There's been more versions of Scooby-Doo than there's possibly been versions of fucking Power Rangers. And that fact alone disgusts the shit out of me.
And the weird part is, I gotta I kind of want to count and see if it does match up.
It's way, but Scooby-Doo's way older than Power Rangers, though. It started like 68. It's a really old series, like one of the oldest series. Like
let it shrivel up and die.
Yeah.
But this one's coming out, and they've already put it out there. Their target demographic is kids between 5 and 11, so they don't want to hear any flack from anyone,
from us millennials.
But at the same time, like who asked the Buzz Lightyear shit all over again? Who asked for this?
But how are you gonna SWAT cats? Even for me, when I was younger, it didn't scream like 5 to 11. Like you had to be at least 7 or 8 to really digest SWAT cats. You know what I'm saying?
What's coming? What's the next thing they come back? Are they bringing back Street Sharks? That's what's gonna be.
Yo, hey, you never know. You never know with Street Sharks.
I want them to stop touching shit. Stop touching shit with your kids. Clearly you got COVID all over your fingertips, and I'm gonna need you to stop touching shit with your kids.
Oh my gosh.
They had to sit there.
Cartoons.
They had to sit there and give us the now wonderful version of like He-Man and whatnot after all the crappy stuff that they've been coming on. Can we? I'm just tired.
Listen. No, I was like, you sound so defeated.
Leave my childhood alone, yo. Have you seen a version of Thundercats that came out?
Oh my good, and it wasn't.
That was all the way different. That was really different.
Really, it was clearly not made for anyone in their 20s.
Yeah, it's made
okay. And
I think they tried to Teen Titans Go Thundercats, and it did not work out well.
And the weird part is Teen Titans Go works surprisingly well because everyone writing it is very self-aware.
Yeah.
And they turned Beast Boy into a fuckboy.
Hey, look, either way, we still got Greg Sipes doing Beast Boy. And shout out to my boy Greg.
Shout out to my boy Greg. But they turned Beast Boy into a fuckboy. He went from not getting any play to finally getting the girl that like him back, and she betrayed everything, to now he's just a whole fuckboy in Teen Titans. I won't be catching villains? My nigga.
Listen, I was still waiting for the verses between him and Steve Smith.
Wow. I do like the relationship between him and Cyborg, though. I think it's cute.
Oh yeah. Every team always has a duo that's best bros.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing along.
Hold on. Just let me get all this lined up. Oh, that one. Well, I can't wait till we talk about that one. But
what?
Here's the next one.
Oh man, okay.
What? They're making it into an anime?
Yeah, they're gonna do an animated series of Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and I
I
think
know,
this is actually an awesome idea.
I know what I said about stop touching my childhood, but the way this looking, I'll let it slide.
Yours.
I mean, first off, I think the movie, like I remember the film, and the film definitely captured the graphic novel pretty close.
Mm.
I think the only downside the movie had in the long run was when it came out, but it made its money back in DVDs.
Oh, okay.
And I was a huge fan of the video game. I remember that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I
Yeah.
loved the movie. I thought it was really cool. I was like, because I didn't even see it until after it, came out on video, and I was like, how did I miss this? This is really
Right?
cool. Yeah. Like I remember when it came out, but I'm like, why didn't I take this more seriously? They didn't market this very well.
Nah.
I loved the movie when it came out, but it took me to like a couple years and like three
Mhm.
times rewatching it to realize, like, really, damn, Scott, you a piece of shit.
Yes.
Yes.
And on top of that, wrapped it up just like everything can be all fine. You can sit here, cheat on two girls, break their heart, but as long as you have confidence, young man, you can overcome any obstacle. Because love wasn't pushing him through. Love got that boy smacked the fuck up.
No.
Yeah. Love will get you killed.
Among other things. That's
But I mean, I
true.
hope they address the very weird part about the very beginning of Scott Pilgrim versus the World,
Mm.
that my man was dating like a 15-year-old.
Yeah,
Man,
for
He
real.
was like 23. It's like, it's kind of it's like,
what are
like
you
I understand it's Canada, but
what are you
they ain't
doing, my
that
boy?
Like, what that got to do with anything?
like
Canada,
that they ain't that loose.
like
They ain't,
Canada. What that mean? That's America 2.0. That's like what
no,
America. That's like what America. Never mind.
yeah, that's what America could be.
Yeah.
One second, the whole squad, because at some point, didn't Ramona end up with Kim? And Kim just as old as Scott? There's all types of wrong going on here.
You
Yeah,
got
it was the love triangle was super jacked.
Ramona also is clearly her alternative child with a lot of PTSD.
Yeah, there's definitely
You
lots
go
of.
on TikTok and you can see a whole lot of Ramonas if that's the case. That's fucked up.
Oh,
Life is high school in the
you wouldn't
world.
need it. Yo, that 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 life is high school. That
Mm-hmm.
mm, struck a chord there. No, I became too self-aware in high school, and I was like, oh God. I was like, is this how this is gonna be?
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yes, but an adult.
I was just like, I don't want this. But anywho, is it time for a quick commercial break, Demon?
Oh, yes. Quick commercial
Yes,
break.
it is.
Yes.
Okay, folks, we need to pay a few bills around here, so I had to run a little commercial break, and we'll be right back with the Geek Report. Ah, yes,
Mm.
those senpai hoodies. Rockstar said there will be a Grand Theft Auto 6.
Wow.
after they've milked this for all she's got.
Yeah.
Uh, now I think about it, it's sad. We got Kingdom Hearts 3. before we got a GTA 6. And you want to know what makes it even sadder? We will have Kingdom Hearts 3 and GTA 6 far before we ever have a Half-Life 3.
See, that's fucked up. Why you had to go there? Why you had to
Because
go there?
I'm petty.
See, that's why it's going to be another 3 years for the next part of Final Fantasy VII.
That, oh well.
I didn't realize it had been that long since the last GTA.
Yeah, but the crazy they made so much money off it. I'm not even upset that they just kept rolling with it.
Hmm.
I mean, the budget on Grand Theft Auto 5 ended up being $250 million, and to this date, they've made $7 billion off the game.
Then that's where I'm mad at that. To this date, you made $7 billion. At that point, I want GTA 6 to be on a brand new fucking engine. Since it took this goddamn long.
You want them to do a whole new engine now?
A whole new engine. $7 billion? Oh, you can make one for that.
What do you want it to run on? Unreal?
Fuck no. And give Epic more money?
Is there a theme for this, or it's just Grand Theft Auto 6?
Right now, that's all they're saying.
Oh,
There have been so many rumors about Grand Theft Auto 6. Some say it's going to be in South America. Some people say it's going to be in Japan. I'm just like, as long as you're making another one, that's fine.
It's fine, whatever.
Yeah, it's good. Like, it's just another game. I'm going to be called the N-word by someone online who's like 12. Pretty sure it's going to happen.
Jesus.
No, because it seems like that's where they all reside now, between Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped playing Call of Duty.
Ironically, everyone has their stuff together on Fortnite. Go figure.
Can you play like with a closed group of people, or do you have to play with just like random tandems?
You can play with a close group of people. You're going to hear their voice when you kill them anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, at least then you can curate who's in the room, and they're less likely to, scream.
But once you get into that lobby, you can bring your squad. But once you get into that lobby, oof.
Oh yeah, the lobby's free game. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about the lobby.
And of course, sliding into our next topic, earlier this week, Bungie was purchased by Sony for $3.6 billion, and then everyone looked at Nintendo, and Nintendo was like, "Nah, we're good. Like, we don't really see, like, they're not interested in buying companies. They never have been, unless it's something that was deemed absolutely necessary." It was just like, nah.
Yeah, I think what kind of saves Nintendo is their video game franchises.
Barely.
They don't really have. I mean, and they have the Switch. That's kind of like their more popular console, I feel like.
Not only that, but the majority of their stuff is all in house. It's like,
yeah.
I don't know, because even with all their in-house stuff, they still out here trying to get different games ported to the system because they know how much money they can make with it on the system. And I'm just like, you're not strong enough to do that.
Yo, and that bothers me, because some of the games they be trying, I'm like, you're pushing it too hard. I'm like, no. It's like that. Like, this literally wasn't built for this. Like, this is where the new Steam Deck would start to come into play.
Whoa!
Because Steam Deck is like, I'm like a Nintendo Switch, but I can do more.
Because certain games they try to put onto the Switch is essentially the equivalent of putting them onto the phone games. It's going to be very difficult to run.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But when in doubt, they dig deep in their pockets, throw out a Mario game, and then throw out a Zelda game. Then than drink their money like gold.
It's gonna be a shame. What are they gonna do once all the millennials are gone? They can
Oh
only ride on
my
Zelda and
god.
Metroid for so long.
I don't know, man. I don't know because ironically, the any of the millennials that have kids, yo, they push that Nintendo on them hard.
I could see it, yeah, especially like Mario is more the bigger fandom, I feel like, but then Zelda is like, even though the fandom or the popularity might not be as big as Mario, it's very like strong and enthusiastic, like it's borderline obsession. I mean, for good reason. It's a classic game, but I feel like they're very the Zelda fans are like very dedicated fans.
Yes,
Um,
this is true.
mhm.
Mm. Now, I think we're ready to move on to this next one, which when I saw this, I was kind of on the fence. Uh, Jackie Chan made some statements that have come to light recently,
Mm.
uh, mainly saying that how actors these days don't want to experience any hardships of doing movies.
Hmm.
They lack work ethic, and I had like before I went into like rage mode, I had to really think about Jackie Chan. Lamont,
Mhm.
run the clip.
Hold up. I mean,
Yeah, because Jackie Chan is like your work ethic's kind of above most humans, sir. I don't think it's fair to expect
What are you comparing work ethic to? What
like
standard? If it's your standard, then it might
like
be a bit
bro,
much. Yeah.
bro. Like anybody
He
try to do that?
said, I'd die for this too, Craig.
Yeah, like no.
mm.
Like I respect his work ethic, but ain't nobody like. Bro, can you run another one, sir? I know we got a few. Listen, don't get me wrong. I
He
respect
did
his
all his own stunts.
I respect his work ethic. Yeah, my man got chopped in the throat. He's set on fire.
Broken bones, all type of crazy stuff.
Look at this.
God,
Wait. Oh, he's out cold.
Not for
Yeah, bro.
nothing.
Listen, this is why I love my dear friends like Les Price and Muhammad J. Ali. They are stuntmen.
That's what's up. I
That
know
is
less price.
that is what they do, and they
Hmm.
do a damn good job of it, and they love it. That is where the divide begins. They act, and the other actors act, but these guys they got that they got that thing in them that say, yeah, I can hop on these hot coals. I'm okay. Sure, I'm going slightly blind. It's like, bro, like
Right.
Jackie, you got to understand that a lot of people don't want to be built like you.
Bro, he
Like,
almost
no,
went blind
yeah,
because of treated his eyebrow. Like,
yeah.
are you willing to go blind for acting? No. The answer for most
No,
people is no, absolutely not. Even for stunt people, they're like, bro, go blind? Like, are you serious? How much does this hazard pay in this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
and the pay difference is definitely quite wide between stuntmen and regular actors. So
yep.
now
Very.
I ain't going. Now I did think about one thing when he said work ethic, and it made me think of an actress I don't particularly like,
Mm.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Hmm.
And I remember this because I knew some things going on in the inside.
Mm-hmm.
She complained so hard about sitting down for makeup for Mystique for 3 hours. Mind you, in the original trilogy, Rebecca Romaine
I was about to
Stamos
say,
was pretty much naked, and it took 18 hours to apply her stuff. And I'm just like, 3 hours? That's your limit? I was like, you could watch, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers.
18 hours sounds insane. I would have to like do most of my scenes in that one sitting. Like, I'm not doing this more than 2-3 times for the whole movie. Whatever you get with that while I'm paying it is what you get.
And the funniest part was
18 hours, dude. My Knucks on the Moon took like 6.
right.
Mm-mm.
But the crazy thing is, it's one of those things where like, yo, all right, it's a generational gap here. I don't think she understands how good she got it right now.
That's true too.
Because I remember a behind the scenes thing when the X-Men, they were applying her makeup and she farted.
Yeah,
And
18
they
hours. You're doing
and they
everything. You gotta go to the restroom.
and they had to spend another 30 minutes pushing the fart bubble out of the yeah.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's something I did not need to know. Well, thank you.
One day, that little tidbit might come in handy.
Right.
You never know.
I'm definitely gonna pass that blessing on one of these days. That's much is for sure. I cannot go out.
One day she gonna be seeing a cosplayer use some liquid latex. Like, hey, are you casting?
Oh gosh. And Lord CatsaCon's right around the corner, so that would be where I can see it. It would be Cat 2 or Dragon. Dragon Con.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you might save a life.
Yeah, thank you. Between that and my CPR skills, I got you guys to thank.
Demon Engine, what do you think? Does Jackie Chan have a point, or maybe it's just like, bro, ain't nobody built like you?
I think he has a point, kinda. But at the same time, ain't nobody built like him. If my options are be built like Jackie or be built like a bitch, I'm just gonna have to be built like a bitch because I'm not about to risk my life sliding
Not
off no
only
goddamn.
that, but like Jackie Chan in Hong Kong. First off, Hong Kong cinema was some of the most dangerous stuff going on because like they were like doing stuff in live traffic.
And you gotta think
they rented out a road.
And he's 67, so like, you know, his era of martial arts, like he was trained by freaking Bruce Lee. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't make him like him no more, like literally. You know what I mean?
I'm like I mean, you put like my man shaved at least a couple years off his life with some of those stunts.
That too.
And
I said either have more work effort like Jackie or start paying these stuntmen a bit more money than you do now.
That too.
Yeah, right. That too. Because even Jackie Chan knows he would have guys standing around, and if they're not getting their ass whooped in a scene, they wouldn't even get paid that day.
Right.
So it's one of those things where it's like, I think you might have forgot where you came from, bro. Might have to step down a bit. But that might go into a whole different subject when it comes to Jackie Chan forgetting where he came from.
Yeah. I also think about the Alec Baldwin situation. That's crazy.
Yeah. So now,
somewhere.
What bothers me about the Alec Baldwin situation, it was very clear that the armory person they had on set was inexperienced. Not only that, but Alec Baldwin is an actor who rarely handles firearms. And I'm like, let's be honest, like I can't. He was in The Departed, a mob movie, and I didn't even see him with a gun.
With a gun, yeah, that's true. That's true.
So this was a horrible accident because there was a large, massive inexperience around. And it's sad because now there's a lot of studios are thinking maybe we don't need an armorer.
Yeah.
You could just CG it all in.
Or, I mean, you could use, like, I don't know, a pop gun that won't kill a person. I don't know. It's 2022. I feel like there's got to be a way around this.
Well, no, there are instances where prop guns are used, or in some cases, even though it was unnecessary, there was a few films that straight up live rounds were used, and everyone knew on set, but it was fine.
Right. Yeah, you
Perfect
have to have a certain
example.
amount of training, like you said. You can't just be all willy-nilly about something like that. You got to cross your T's and dot your I's and then do that shit, do it again just in case, double check.
Perfect example. Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx's film Collateral.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Cruise is using live rounds in most of those scenes,
Mm-hmm.
except for scenes where he actually shot people.
Yeah. Yeah, I even think about like movies like John Wick, all those movies like Halle Berry and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah.
And those movies are directed and written by stuntmen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
super care has to be taken on set.
Right.
And and they tackle everything seriously. So
right. It's like they may not win an Academy Award, but no one's getting hurt, and the choreography is great.
Well, funny tidbit. There
Mm-hmm.
is an Academy Award for stuntmen. It's called the Tourist Awards.
Oh.
Another thing you didn't know.
I feel like isn't there the SAG-AFTRA Awards too? Don't they do?
The SAGs do have awards for stuntmen as well.
SAG Awards, yeah.
But the Tourist Awards is an award show that's strictly stuntmen.
Gotcha.
And actors who have done their own stunts.
Gotcha.
So they get credit too.
Cool.
Demon Engine, moving ahead, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roland Emmerich says Marvel movies and Star Wars are running the industry a little bit thin, are ruining our industry a little bit.
How so?
Here we go again.
He's the guy behind Independence Day. First of all, day after tomorrow.
Here we go again. Damon, how come every time one of these old directors' movies don't get any play, the first thing they want to blame is a Marvel movie?
Because
we just had the same thing a few months ago with Ridley Scott's The Last Night. He wanted to blame Marvel movies and the fact that kids wouldn't get out of their phones. Roland Emmerich. Let's see. Resident Evil Resurgence. No, not Resident Evil. Independence Day Resurgence was a horrible movie.
Yeah.
There was a better idea inside the movie with the African general who was taking down aliens with 2 machetes. There was the movie.
Why did they think it was a good idea to do that?
It was like, yeah, Will Smith's not coming to do this film. Oh, okay, we'll just move ahead.
Yeah. How do you do that? That's like doing Bad Boys without Will Smith or Martin Lawrence. Like, what are you doing?
It was just like, don't worry, it's the future. We'll make this guy his son. Yeah, it's not helping out the situation.
Really not.
We'll bring back Jeff Goldblum. All right, but
Marvel's scapegoat because they got Disney money.
Yeah, it's because they pockets is lined by the mouse.
Yep, and they got Kevin Feige.
Not only that, but the movies tend to be good. I like his Emmerich's last movie was trash. He has another movie coming out where it's like the moon is hollow and they have to go fight some alien. I'm like, okay, is this going to be like Independence Day in between? Like,
what was that? Was it the second Charlie's Angels or the new Charlie's Angels? And they was like,
oh my goodness,
complaining that they didn't watch it because they were like blaming women.
Elizabeth Banks tried to blame comic book movies, even though her first big break was in Spider-Man 1.
Bruh.
I'm like, listen, your movie sucked. Like, really sucked. It was bad. I was like, somehow you messed up Charlie's Angels.
It was like, really good with Drew Barrymore and Lucy Liu and
Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the 2000s, man, movies were movies that shouldn't worked. It was a weird time.
It was. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
No one thought Fast and Furious was gonna be a good movie.
Let alone make it through like 9.
Now they done put Ludacris and Tyrese in
In
space.
space.
And I'm telling you, and the next one was supposed to be the last one. It's just going to end with Dom inside the DeLorean
Oh
punching it
my
to 88.
God. Lord have mercy.
I'm calling it. Like, Dom, where you going? I gotta go help my family.
Right. They ain't hating on Marvel. They just still making these movies. Like, Lord have mercy.
I mean, Roland Emmerich, Elizabeth Banks, Ridley Scott. I really need these guys. As old as they are, they need to grow up and maybe tackle their craft a little bit harder, and then stop trying to play the blame game when no one wants to go see your movie.
Right.
Like Ridley Scott literally made a ye old movie about rape and lies. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna go see Spider Man.
Yeah.
Right. I'll
God.
take Spider-Man for
It
200.
was like rape accusations. Like, that's not a Christmas movie. I'm good. Neither is Spider Man, but you know what? I'm okay with that.
Spider-Man's not a Christmas movie, but you know what it is? To the windows,
Nose to the
to the
wall.
wall.
Shout out to William Defoe.
Oh gosh.
Yo, that man just has a natural menacing look. So then when he just goes off the rails, you're just like, oh, guess we all saw this coming.
Right. But it's still like scary as hell. You're like, this is still somehow scarier than I ever anticipated.
Just know if I start my villain arc this year, it will because of that line. Just know.
Oh Lord.
Now, Demon Engine, didn't you
Yes.
recently watch a film theory that kind of maybe spoke to a little bit of technically is Marvel too big to fail, movie wise?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a recent film theory. Great channel, check it out. And they were comparing how Marvel sets up precedents in the film industry that if
Mhm.
they kind of fell down, everyone else would end up falling as well.
Mhm.
And I'm just like,
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean,
Yo, Marvel has single-handedly kept us going out into the Rona to see these Marvel movies. I don't want to be out there with them
like now,
shower
like
skillets.
like now, if a movie just does like $400 million, some studios consider it a failure, and I'm like, really? Like, yeah, we only did 400 mil. I'm like, but the budget was 150. This is good, guys.
This is
To be fair, the first movie I remember people going up like risking their lives for in terms of like this Rona stuff was Demon Slayer. The Mugen Train joint. That was the that they were like, no, you were going in theaters to see this.
I
You
had
are
my
not
mask on.
streaming this.
That's because I really didn't want to. I still didn't. I was like, I'll just wait till y'all break it up into episodes. I'll see that.
At first, I wasn't going to, but then when the season literally ended with them at the train station, I was like, oh,
I gotta know what happens,
oh,
right?
oh.
Can't leave. They be love doing them cliffhangers, boy. They
And it
know how
was like,
to leave
and
you on
it's so,
cliffhanger.
and it was just like I was watching it at a perfect time because when it was like I finally finished it, I was like, wait, this movie's about to come out. Wait, what? Oh man. But
Yeah.
okay, our last movie bit, which is all right. So a recent photo was put out from Arnold Schwarzenegger's camp with him looking like Zeus, and apparently him and The Rock are supposed to be working on a film together. And The
Interesting.
Rock has been hinting that this film is going to be a video game adaptation.
Hmm.
So people are theorizing that perhaps it is God of War.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, The other theory that's out there is he's doing a Call of Duty movie, which I think would be a horrible idea. Because I'm like, bro, you already tried this before. Remember G.I. Joe?
I was gonna say you don't
Why
want to see
would
him.
we do a Call of Duty? Any military movie can
You don't want to see
can
the
be
Expendables.
considered a Call of Duty movie.
You don't
Yeah,
want to
but
see
you
the
know what? If
Expendables
you
again.
no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I was just saying, Demon, you don't want to see the Expendables again.
No.
Expendables
Yo,
God
wait. Hold up.
Lord.
The Expendables was a whole different league. That was like, it was like, yo, remember? It was like, hey kids, ask your parents who Chuck Norris is. Ask them if they know who Carl Weathers is. Tell them to come over here. You got a movie for them.
Stop it.
Listen, no, I was a huge fan of the Expendables because it was like Sylvester Stallone was sitting at home and just had a bunch of explosions sitting around. He was like, hey, I'm gonna call some friends and I'm gonna make a movie. It's not gonna make too much sense, but it'll be fun.
Just called up the guys and decided they want to go out shooting shit and film it. That's
Right.
But I mean, Demon, The Rock as Kratos. What do you think?
he got the physique for it. Do he have the anger to pull it off? Is what I want to know. Because
I don't know.
Kratos is both angry and stoic at the same time. Also, if this is to be a movie, if it ain't bloody as fuck, I don't want it.
I could concur with that.
I haven't really seen him play like a bad guy since the Scorpion King.
Wait, you mean the
Oh
Mummy
no,
too,
even I take
or
that back. The Mummy.
I'm
was
about to say because
in the
somehow
Mummy
in the Scorpion King you're
Returns,
supposed
right?
to be cheering for him.
Yeah, it was like the Mummy Returns. Was that one the Scorpion King?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm like in the Scorpion King, he was a regular. Well, not regular, but
he was a hero.
Yeah, he was the protagonist.
He wouldn't be a bad guy in this. He would just be a very violent protagonist.
Right. Right.
It's I don't know. It's one of those things where I gotta see it.
To believe it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Now, ironically, Schwarzenegger as like old Zeus, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Because like, despite his age, he still has all that muscle mass. He just doesn't do like strenuous workouts to make it bulgy.
Yeah, and I think he has the charisma that he could, pull that off.
Yeah.
I'm just remembering what Kratos did to Zeus in 3. Ooh,
right?
I feel bad for Arnie.
Because it'll be all bloody. I'm like, kill me, Kratos.
Oh shit! How could you do this?
The Chopper. Wrong movie. Oh my god. Okay. Here's our laugh for the week. Now, earlier this week on our social media, we highlighted Mike Pondsmith, the tabletop game designer behind Cyberpunk.
Okay.
And one of the constant comments that went straight to my DM from several different people is that he looks like he's my father. I will let the photo speak for itself.
I'm not going to say he looks like your father, but you better start talking to somebody for some back down support. I'm just saying.
Wow. He does look like he's related to you.
Again, like I told you earlier today, as someone who knows all about looking like they daddy.
Yeah, CC Demon looks just like his dad.
I believe it.
Like,
does he have a widow's peak too?
Yes.
Uh-huh. I got one like my dad too. It's cool.
I'm just saying, contact that man about. Just call him up, acting like you contacted him about his car's extended warranty, and then casually ask for all them years of back child support.
Like the
That's all.
smile, the demeanor, everything. Like it's just wow.
Mike Pondsmith, thank you for your jokes aside. I want to thank him for his contributions to the tabletop gaming world. Because when it comes to melanin, we don't see too much of us there. We were just at PAX Unplugged, and we were the blackest group there. And then we saw Mike, and we were like, "Oh, hey, all right."
Like, yay!
Like PAX Unplugged. PAX Unplugged is still. It's not too many brothers and sisters there, except for the ones I see that are the token black person in their group.
Right.
The only
main
brothers
reason
and
we
sisters.
know they're token, none of them have good hairlines. We're just like,
That's unfortunate.
It's a big giveaway because it's just like, ain't no barbers around your way, huh?
Damn, homie. Yeah, Philly, y'all kind of Philly and DC, we're kind of spoiled with the hair game.
Listen, even with these locks, I gotta make sure
was
we're
a barber.
line.
My cousin was a barber in Philly.
He was?
Yeah, she passed recently, but she was actually the first woman to get her barber's license in the city of Philadelphia in 1973. Yep, her name was Joanne Hall. Yep.
Whoa.
In a barber's. I just had to throw that because she was so cool. She's a cool lady, man.
I think Mr. Rob knew a Miss Hall that was a barber.
Yeah, her son, she got her children and stuff and grandchildren still live out there. So yeah, man. A whole family out Philly. Yeah.
Now, our last piece of news we want to bring up. It's going to be our highlight for this week, and in African American excellence, especially in the field of science fiction. In the 80s, there was a production for a film called Predator, starring Carl Weathers, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jesse the Body Ventura, and Bill Duke. Now, these muscle-bound men were supposed to be taking on an alien terror. Only problem was, at the time, the alien terror was a very short, very angry Jean-Claude Van Damme, who had to wear a very hot, very uncomfortable plastic outfit. So for 2 weeks, they suspended production, and Stan Winston went into the lab, called up one of his actor friends, and said, "I got something for you."
Mm-hmm.
Who we talked to was Kevin Michael Hall, and Kevin stood at 7'2". He stood at 7'2". He was a solid 278 pounds.
Yeah, at least you got to be a 7'2". Good Lord.
And he was the Predator.
Wow.
He completely changed the tone of that film. And if you could put up the photo of him standing next to Arnold Schwarzenegger, because you got to remember, Arnold's a big dude.
Yeah, he's Mr. Universe. You don't be Mr. Universe,
dude.
Yeah, you don't become Mr. Universe by being small. Like you just don't. Like that's like the criteria. Like you gotta be like big for no reason to win that.
His size is the prize over there.
I'm telling you. But it makes all like the black jokes and puns about this character that much more satisfying. It's actually played by
with the went on to do Predator 2. He also did the family comedy as Bigfoot, Harry and the Hendersons.
Get out.
Yep. Sadly, he passed away in 1991. He got the AIDS virus from a blood transfusion in a hospital. Of course, back then, the AIDS virus was still running wild and not enough information was known at the time.
Oh, yeah.
But most horror legends can't never forget his name. He's a legend.
Yeah, for sure. R.I.P. Black History.
Cece,
Hey,
we're at the end of the Geek Report.
I know this was so.
And you hung out, you survived, you went through the rounds of news like a champ.
I know, and even Demon stayed with us.
Demon
I'm so
stayed.
happy. We kept it going. Even told us about the Widow's Peak and everything. I'm so happy.
But Cece, it's been an absolute pleasure.
I got
Please, while you're here, tell the
This
good
may
people.
this may
I'm
disappear.
sorry, it's like we're being
I
weird right
might
now.
I might just go all bald, but people keep telling me to
Hmm.
get my mohawk back, so I'm not entirely.
I say bring
I
back
could
the
dig
Hawk.
the mohawk. I could dig it. You
I
might as
say bring
well.
back the Hawk.
YOLO, get the mohawk.
I got the locks. You got the Hawk.
Yeah, that'll be dope. Between the two of y'all, that's a great emoji right there. Like a great photo. You just do like your silhouettes with the locks and then with the mohawk. That's pretty badass.
But no, Cece, while you're here, please tell folks what you have going on. Tell them about HBCUCon.
Sure. So HBCUCon is a community that I pretty much conceptualized and started building to celebrate and bridge the gap between historically Black colleges and universities and the Black geek community, and us really Black, really the geek community at large, but especially the Black geek community. And we want to like help provide an avenue and a space for HBCU students, alumni, and people who are like, just geeks, whether you went to college that's not at HBCU or you didn't go to college at all. You can just come together and connect with us and have a good time and have a homecoming experience that we can call our own. And it's just totally geeked out in every way imaginable. So, with that being said, we're going to be having a step show, we're having a fashion show, we're having a drumline battle. Proud to announce that MagFest is going to be sponsoring our gaming room and tournament. Yes, I'm really excited about that. And then Bad Waifu, like the fashion show is like Super Slay Multiverse of Fashion. So Bad Waifu is going to be part of it. In Woo Fashion. And then the students at Bowie State, the costuming, they have a fashion and costuming concentration there. And they're going to be making like pieces and stuff. So I'm really excited to see. And of course, we'll have a bunch of panels and vendors, guests, and what have you. So come on out. Oh yeah, and we're having Yard Fest too. So Yard Fest is gonna be lit. Gonna have some performances lined up.
Ooh,
Yeah, you
I
guys.
didn't know about that now.
Yeah, and it'll be hybrid too. It'll be hybrid too. So if you can't make it in person, you can always be a part of the virtual experience. But we are taking every active measure to make sure that the in-person event is safe. Vaccines will be required. Masks will be required indoors. Social distancing measures will be taken. So all that good stuff, happening to make sure that we have a great time, but everyone's safe as possible.
Awesome. We'll make sure we'll add a link to HBCUCon to this video.
Thank you. I'm so happy I could be here with y'all.
Oh, trust me, and of course, we always would love to have you back.
Yeah.
And she will be back.
Yeah.
When? We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, we got to get on the schedule. We'll probably figure that out within the next few minutes.
We'll have to check schedules. Meanwhile, we want to thank everyone for tuning in today for the Geek Report. We tried to bring you as much news and a little bit of our IQs along with it.
I know that's
Dean
right.
Mention, it's always a pleasure, sir.
Same.
Hey.
It was really nice to have you. We want to thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share. We'll check in with you next time. Take care of yourself and be well.
Also, ring the notification bell or I'm coming for your left shoe.
Why the left shoe?
Mildly inconvenienced. I'm aggressively petty.
Come on, issue with the chocolate.
That's fair enough.
Bye.
Bye.